Oh, hello, and welcome to Dente Rigamortis. I'm Review Cultist.
And I'm Dr. Leviathan.
And we're here to discuss those internet stories most creepy and most pasta. Tonight we have Please Avoid Open Water, with a side order of The Joys of Motherhood. So, for those of you just tuning in, creepypasta are short, scary stories that get copied and pasted across the internet, whether it be on wikis or threads. Go check it out. They're cool. And so we're doing... we'll start off with Please Avoid Open Water, which is on the Reddit NoSleep. And...
These are both on the Reddit NoSleep.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. And this one starts off with this guy. We don't get a name or anything like that because it's covert. He's not supposed to be telling us this stuff. But he works for an organization that uses tax-paying dollars to research marine life. Yeah, it's mentioned there in like the first paragraph.
Yep.
And
I totally just gapped on the government funded.
Gotcha.
Because it's unimportant, so why would you even try and...
Yeah. There's a lot of exposition that when I read the first part.
There's a lot of I can't talk about this,
but rest assured,
here's hints.
Yeah, exactly.
That are just fucking out of left field and just unimportant.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, but I can't talk about it. Well, then don't bring it up.
Yeah.
It's like one of those assholes, hey, wanna know what I got you for your birthday? I can't talk about it.
You ass.
Right? Like...
But seriously, what'd you get me for birthday?
Big ol' slap on the face.
So... Yeah, he works for a project that goes down to the into the depths of the ocean and looks for looks at those mineral vents and stuff like that. Just deep sea marine life and stuff. And it's around this time when they started noticing this weird object / life form in quotes. It's like a weird polygonal thing that has straight edges, or all straight edges, and is never the same shape twice. So they believe that there's like more than just the one. And it also ranges in size eventually. And he keeps like it's kind of like a Lovecraftian thing where it's like they can't describe it, so he comes up with his own words for it. Like it's the shapes that it creates are irregular polygons, and
yet with right angles. I fucking just
right.
This guy has no idea what the fuck a right angle is because he uses it over and over again in this pasta, and it's always wrong.
Yeah,
because the only technically one shape, but if you want to be a dick, two shapes you can get with all right angles is a rectangle, and if you want to be a dick about it, a square, which is just a specific rectangle.
Yeah.
My favorite part is towards the end with the triangles cut out of it, and they're all like right angles, and I'm like, can't have right angles in a triangle. I mean, you can have a right angle in one in a triangle, but
yeah,
after that, you can't have a triangle.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really see it the first time because I just said, oh, well, it's like this seems to be going to like, oh, well, it's indescribable, even though a lot of Lovecraft stuff is described. But because that's clearly what this thing is, or what this guy was going for. In that, like, even like the color of it, like it's this blacker than black. He doesn't have a description for it except for Stygian blue.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. It's blacker than black, but it's blue.
Yeah. Well,
don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of comic books. I get it. They use blue and a lot of black. But it always makes me laugh. Yeah. I can't be bothered to not laugh at Stygian blue being blacker than black.
And so they start this thing starts showing around, and every time they come down to a dive, one of these things comes up, and they kind of just start like testing with it and playing with it to a degree, and they start naming it like the polys, and it just seems to be like another creature that they can examine out in the water. They figure out it's probably a predator because no animals really...
And here's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Sorry, I totally just...
Okay, yeah.
I got to it, and, I mean, it's just that whole fucking not knowing what you're talking about. So it's blacker than black.
Yeah.
So they go down, when they go down at night, they're thinking that maybe it's bioluminescent. Why didn't you think that?
Yeah.
It's blacker than black.
Yeah.
Like...
I don't really... I mean, yeah, like, it's...
Like,
and they cut off all lights.
Are these people not science? Like, are these people not scientists, marine biologists, something?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, like,
I get it. Yeah, because like
deep sea creatures are
a lot of them do have some,
light
bioluminescence
yeah.
about them, but at the same time, it's like, all right, it's blacker than black. You can't... It's so black that they can't see features of it.
Yeah. It's
like, all they can see is a shape. Yeah. As far as they can tell, it's two-dimensional. This is what I'm getting from it.
That's what I figured, too. Yeah.
So, they're thinking, it's so black it can't distinguish features. Maybe it sheds light. Maybe you would have fucking noticed that by now.
Was that comment like before or after they went down and turned off all the lights and found out that it was blacker than black? It was blacker on the black, or was that...
That was why.
Okay,
I think... just give me a second, because I'm at the bioluminescent part. There was something that really perplexed us. What were these things made of? So impossibly dark. Started doing night dives to see if maybe they were bioluminescent. They weren't.
No. But you can still see them.
Yeah.
That's the cool... Like, I do, like... I mean, it's silly, like, they're going down to do bioluminescence, but, like, the fact that they can still see them in full darkness, and because they're that dark.
Yeah.
It's really kind of interesting, like, that way.
That's a neat idea, but, I mean...
The bioluminescent thing, like, them going down because of that, like... They needed a better answer to go down and do night dives.
Yeah, like, I mean, and you don't, like, it's fucking night dive. Like, just
it's a bad
fucking
idea.
go down at night.
Yeah.
You don't have to come up with some silly reason. Just just...
We just had to do night dives.
Yeah, we had to do a night dive for something unrelated to the polys.
Yeah. They start, like, observing them and stuff, and they find out that they're probably predators because the animals' life around these, wherever they show up, they vamoose. They just leave. And eventually they come across a situation where a fish does stray too close to one of them and comes really close to it, almost like it's lured to it. And it, like, as soon as it touches the poly... something that's mentioned before, these things don't appear to have density at all. Like, it's just, like we said, two-dimensional, and, like, there seems to be no mass to it at all. But as soon as this fish comes to it, we realize something. It suddenly gained density. And it essentially eats, in quotes, this fish by compressing it down to, like, a pinpoint. So it's like... So we're dealing with a creature that eats, like, through a singularity? Or, like, a black hole kind of thing?
Well, yeah, it's a black hole.
Yeah, that's essentially what we're dealing with. Is irregular polygonal,
irregular polygons made up entirely of right angles,
and made of a singularity. And that's how you get blacker than black. It's because it's a black hole, essentially. And it just crushes this fish within an instant. And he describes it as like, it's like when a crab has gone through a millimeter-sized pipe or like air suction pipe. It's just really, like, they realize, oh shit, this thing's a predator. And then the thing starts following them up, up to closer to the surface. And they start getting bigger. Like, they start encountering ones the size of the goddamn sub. And at that point, I'm like, I'm out. I would not be in that sub when we realized there was something large enough to take out the sub.
Yeah, but in theory, one of the small ones could take out the sub.
Could it?
You're dealing with a singularity.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, we don't... I mean, it seems to be that, like, they need the size one, like, the larger the size seems to be... Again, it might just be, like, the guy doesn't know what he's talking about with singular... Oh, like, it's bigger, that way, so that's why it takes out larger... I don't know.
Well, and I mean, that can be the case, but the thing is that with the power of a singularity... I could suck you through a pinhole.
Yeah. No, that's true, yeah.
wouldn't be fun. No, for you.
No. Okay. So, they start encountering larger sizes of these things, and they start, noticing there's more than one. There's, tons of them. It's like, how did we never notice these guys before?
Exactly. But don't bring up that question, because you can't answer the story.
I think it's, again,
And they also, after it ate the fish, they were like, oh, let's freeze a rock in some chum and
throw it in there, yeah,
and see how that goes, and it just
crushes it. And then they put steel, and then it crushes it, and then they put industrial diamond at it, and it crushes it, no problem. So again, I would be feeling very uncomfortable.
Yeah, well,
but the whimsy of science and the ocean. The ocean, she is such a great mistress.
Well, and here's my favorite thing: they never ever try and capture one.
No, I know, yeah.
That's
numero uno.
That's science 101. All right, let's get this in a controlled environment where we can study it.
Yeah, no, there's none of that.
There's doop-de-doop, swim with the polygon.
Swim with the polys. And then so, it's all kind of this is the great, and they bring physicists.
An industrial grade diamond?
Yeah. But then they bring in physicists, and they bring in some other people, and then they can't figure out what the hell this thing is. And
sorry. When we're going back to the size of a sub. Okay, so soon.
Oh, yeah,
direct quote.
Yeah.
Soon we were seeing polys bigger than the sub. Bigger than seals.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, that's
I don't know of a submersible vehicle that's smaller than a seal.
Yeah. I was confused there because it was how small are you, and how small is that sub? Is it literally just you're pretty much just in a suit at that point? And in that case, that's terrifying even more.
Oh, just, like I say, I don't know of a submersible that's smaller than a seal.
Yeah, they generally aren't that small.
And then bigger than some species of whales. Well,
once it hits something larger than a whale, that's clearly much larger than your sub.
Well, not necessarily, because again, most submersibles are bigger than a beluga whale.
Okay, that's true. Yeah. All right, yeah, going for the smaller whale species, yeah.
Well, yeah,
it doesn't. I mean, my brain immediately went to blue whale, even though because I'm ridiculous that way.
Well, then it would have been bigger than all species of whale.
Yeah.
Not just some of them, which is why that word "some" made me go to belugas.
Okay, yeah. Which makes sense, because that is the more logical step after a seal.
Yeah.
Or a sub. But, yeah, so, again, it's all this whimsy and, it's scientific breakthrough, and we all know as readers what's going to happen next. So, there's an incident.
Someone's going to die!
So, they're doing another night dive, or, I can't actually, no, it's a mid-afternoon dive or something, and they're dropping the sub down, and a guy gets stuck, one of the tethers gets loose around one of the guy's, legs or something, and he gets thrown into the ocean. And suddenly the camera is Stygian blue because the thing is moving it to show the guy underwater, and then they horrifically get to see this thing come up to the guy and go right up, bring his legs into it, because I guess it's it was really hard to visualize, because I was envisioning this 2D thing, and it just absorb having this. Yeah, exactly. And it grabs it goes up to his legs to a degree, and then crushes those. Then goes up to his chest and crushes those, and he didn't see his face, but the sheer pressure of being compressed that fast, what remained of his lungs and his blood and stuff would just come out of his throat, and I was like, ew, oh. And then the rest of him is devoured or compressed.
My problem with that whole thing is that I'm under the impression that it should have taken a fraction of a second, but the description goes on, on and on. It's God damn it!
I mean,
you're not drawing the parallel of it happened really quickly. Here's a brief, to keep that together. It's just
let's be as gratuitously
here's an extended version of what happened. This is going to be just a ridiculous rundown of every single nanosecond of this man's death.
Yeah.
It's
a gratuitous death in creepypasta aren't very uncommon.
Well, it's not even... well, it is gratuitous, but it's not like... I don't know, it's just... It completely fucks with the intensity of the situation.
Yeah,
because...
it should have been a lot quicker because that's how this thing eats.
Yeah.
Or how it destroys things. Because we don't know if it's actually eating them. It might be.
Well, in order for it to be eating it, I would assume that it would have to be alive, and if it's like... And I just can't see how this is a living thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll get into that afterward because I have some ideas for it. So after the incident, they pack up their stuff and they're heading back to mainland. However, the Stygian blue or the polys are following. So I'm just like, if they're following you back to mainland, why the fuck are you going back to mainland? Why would the government allow you to go back to mainland?
Well, does it really matter?
I mean, it doesn't. It's just like, I'm just saying, like, if these things have only shown up there in that part of the ocean and or just making themselves known in that part of the ocean, and they're following you back to mainland, like, it seems like you're trailing them with you.
Yeah.
Unless it's too late and they're just already everywhere.
Here's the problem with this entire pasta. There's a bunch of little singularities swimming around the ocean. Yeah, we were already fucked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's definitely a doomsday kind of ending.
Well, and here's the thing. We would have been fucked before we ever even saw them. Like, I'm saying we wouldn't see the damn thing.
Yeah, we'd just be dead. Like as soon as somebody went in the water, we're dead.
It would... Well, not even... You don't have to go into the water. A singularity...
No, I know, but yeah, like, I understand
on a planet,
that, but
as soon as it opens its mouth...
Its density.
To eat,
it gains density
something...
again. Yeah.
It's not about gaining...
Yeah.
It's just, as soon as it eats something, guess what? It's over.
Yeah.
Game over, man.
Fair enough.
Which, I mean, now, it never states that it's a singularity.
Yeah, no.
My mind just goes
went
there.
eventually there because...
But my mind went there and your mind went there.
To be fair, my mind kind of went there mainly because I read the comments, because that is the end of the story. Before we go, that is the end of the story. Like, they're heading back to mainland and they're dreading the possibilities. Because the reason these things are in the water, or just in the water, is possibly just because our planet is mostly water. And then it cuts to end. But yeah, the comments for this one were really interesting because it was people literally trying to speculate what the fuck things are, and kind of getting into character to a degree of like, well, shit, well, we're fucked. Oh man, like, any updates on the Stygian Blues? And then, or on the Polys? I keep wanting to call them Stygian Blues, not Polys.
That's because Stygian is an awesome fun.
I know, right? In fact, I think go up to the top of this for a second. Oh, please.
Nope.
I hate you.
Why? What do you need?
I just the author's name is like the Stygian Abyss, I think, or the Stygian water or something.
The Stygian Depths?
That's it. Yeah, the Stygian Depths. Yeah. So the author himself is the Stygian Depths. But yeah, like, a lot of the comments aren't really are just trying to like figure out like what these things are, which I thought was really kind of neat, because the story did like bring a lot of people to like try and speculate what it was the guy had created for the story. It promoted creativity, which is always something good. Personally, I really liked the story. I felt it was kind of a nice blend of like Lovecraft's Color Out of Space story with the Abyss. And for some reason, I could not, like, the entire time I was like in my head, my mental image of this whole thing was done as like an anime of like Neon Genesis Evangelion, where it's like a super graphic, like death scenes or like the way like the creatures like compressed things and killed them. It felt very much like some of the stuff that I've seen in animes before. So I had that stuck in my head for like the theater of the mind while reading this. But the story aside, yeah, there's some parts at the beginning where it's like kind of explains the supposed classified information, but the idea of the creature of like this unknowable creature in the ocean, and just like what the fuck is it? I really enjoyed it. So, and yeah.
I could have maybe if I could have turned off the logical part of my brain that's like, well, that just isn't a thing. I'm sorry, it's not. Like, I just can't buy into this story at all. I mean, just everything about these life forms is
Like, it's impossible.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's not just impossible, because I can accept the impossible. Or at least I can accept that the impossible is just improbable. But just, it doesn't work at all. Like, again, the story leads me to, well, like I said, it led me to believe that, these things are basically,
singularities.
Yeah, just little two-dimensional pockets of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, maybe it's not a singularity. Maybe it's just like
Actually,
an ink block, or no, not even an ink block, because they're not rounded, they're polygons. But like maybe it's just like a hole in reality.
Yeah.
Like,
well, actually, one thing that
I just can't buy it.
Yeah, one of the explanations that somebody came up with that I really liked too was that what we're seeing are actually not the creatures themselves, but the shadow in our reality. And what we can't see is on another like plane or level. And so what we're actually seeing are like a trans-dimensional creature. And we just can't see the actual creature itself. We're actually just seeing its shadow when we see the shadow, or when we see these Stygian blue polygon things.
Yeah.
I can buy that, but like, because no,
I just can't. It's like,
in the story,
there isn't enough in the story to give me anything to ground the rest of the story so that I can believe any of it. If you know what I mean, like,
it's a little too high concept for you, or
no?
Because
I'm extraordinary. I handle high. It's there's no. In order for me to leave the unbelievable, or at least believe that it's not impossible, but only highly unlikely, you've got to ground it in a reality, and this isn't in a way grounded in any reality, right down to, like, Jesus Christ, what's bigger, a seal or your sub?
Okay, yeah, that is
like,
a little silly.
There's just there's a lot of shit like that, and then there's just, like, I don't know, nothing about these creatures is proper, and none of the reaction to them is proper. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna have a creature that like can't exist in reality, then your characters should at least respond to them like I would respond to or react to coming across something like this. It's not like, oh, let's play with it and feed it a fucking diamond. No. Let's lose our shit a little bit.
Yeah, let's roll some sand checks. Oh, I failed? Or I passed? Alright, I still lose this much sand because that thing should not be.
Like, yeah. Let's try and capture one. Let's, study it. Like,
yeah, they're like, as scientists, they should have.
They are fucking. They are just nonchalant about this impossibility hanging out with them.
Yeah, there was a little too much whimsy, or like a little too much sense of wonder for these things, and then and it was kind of like, again, like we all saw it coming. Like, again, like that, when I said that, it felt like the story was just like they were whimsy to a certain point before the incident, so that the story would have that sense of wonder until the bomb dropped.
Yeah, but
they eat people.
Well, exactly.
Or it's like when you, in any story or any movie, when you see like, oh, this adorable little fish, and then it suddenly bears like huge amounts of vicious teeth, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, but you knew it was going to happen.
Exactly, yeah. Because it's a creepypasta.
Exactly. But, and like, I would have been, like, I'm okay with that, but, like...
You just can't, like, the creatures are too unknown or unknowable. Like, is that it, or...?
No, because I can handle that. It's the fact that if you're going to have something so impossible, then you need to have something realistic in the story, even if it's just the reaction to the unrealistic.
Yeah, it's like what we said, like, honestly, like, as soon as I saw the fish get compressed that far, I don't think I'd want to go back in the water. Or even in that sub. Like, just this thing, like, again, like, the thing posed no threat up until that point, and then it just did that, and I was like, alright, roll sand, I failed, going back up, and I'm never going back on the ocean again.
Well, and, I'd totally be up for studying one of these things, but, just not,
Not just in their own environment, where they have, like, free reign.
And not without any purpose.
Yeah.
Like, these people are just playing with
they even say it's like...
Like, they're doing other shit, and they're playing with these fucking things that just happen to be fucking around.
Yeah. Like, isn't there, like, a scene where, like, they're literally, like, having it chase the sub? There's something like that where they went up, yeah.
Like, they're playing with it. They're not studying it.
Yeah.
You know, there is
there should have been more of a study than...
There is no science in this bitch. And there should have been a lot of science. Like, oh, we had physicists. Why do you have physicists? Why are you calling in physicists? Why weren't you calling in marine biologists and fucking crazy biologists and fucking xenobiologists? Because, I mean, whether it's extraterrestrial or not, we have never seen anything like this kind of life form. Like, and why do they even assume it's alive? There's so many assumptions and just complete fuck around on this that...
It just completely lost you.
It ruins the story because no one reacts like a human being. Or they all react like the writer of this would react.
Yeah.
Because he came up with it.
Yeah, it does seem like they were a lot more, like, they're essentially just playing out roles of, like, every horror movie, or a lot of horror tropes. Like, oh, it's wonderful. Oh, God, no! Like, there's no, like, actual, like, lose your shit when something, like, unworldly happens. I mean, with that in mind, I still would recommend this one, because I really like the idea of it.
Yeah, you'd recommend Snow Cone when Eskimo.
Yeah. Thanks for belittling my recommendations.
I'm just saying.
Anyway. So, I take it you will not rate this one.
No.
Okay.
No. Just no. I would sooner recommend someone watch The Langoliers.
Ouch.
Same shit, better told. Now, what I would actually recommend is someone read The Langoliers, because it's actually...
A little bit better than what the movie was, or the made-to-TV movie was.
Yeah, a little bit. A lot of bit.
Alright.
Stephen King often doesn't translate to film very well.
No, we know. Yeah. Even when he's direct. But, alright, so I guess it's a would recommend, wouldn't recommend. So, take that as you will, audience. And we'll go to our side order, our little side dish of The Joys of Motherhood, which is, it takes about as quickly to read, it takes about like less than like 2 or 5 minutes to read. And is just this guy performing an operation on a woman that's been sedated, and telling her his sob story about how him and his wife were going to have a child, and the wife saw herself as a goddess for giving life. But during the operation, the wife didn't make it because they were like 2 months.
Delivery.
Yes, sorry. During the delivery.
During the labor,
which was a home. What is it called? Home
birth.
Yeah, during the home birth. It was 2 months early, and the wife didn't make it. And then, so as the story quickly goes, we realize that this guy is operating on this other woman for the express purpose of moving the fetus that is on the table into her womb so that the child can be born in 2 months properly.
Well,
and
so that so that can finish growing, and then it won't be premature, and yada yada yada. Yeah, exactly, and then he'll have his daughter.
Exactly, yeah. And then he just sews her back up, and then the sedation starts wearing off, and the woman just starts screaming, and he's just smiling at her, and that's the end of the story. It's a very quick, in your face and then gone kind of story. Yeah, it's just, for me, okay, so when I first read, as I started reading, I was like, oh god, oh Jesus Christ, this is getting dark. So yeah, it's just, it's very fast, just spirals to dark for me, anyway. I mean, the guy's obviously crazy, because I don't think that's how gestation works.
Well...
I don't think you can actually transplant a fetus into another person.
Okay.
Successfully.
I don't know about that, but... if you could, it's really, really complicated, and you wouldn't be doing it 8 months along of the pregnancy or of the fetus's growth. Because, well, a fetus can't eat.
Yeah.
Right?
They have an umbilical cord.
Yeah. So they have to get their nutrition, because you can't grow without nutrition. So they get their nutrition from their mother. Well, without that connection, that physical connection, you can't have the growth, and this child would never reach maturity. In fact, it would
probably be dead before it went in.
Rot. Yeah. Well, it would have been dead way before it went in. It probably, I mean, it might have outlived the mother by a bit.
But not by...
But, yeah, not by much.
Like, I'm not a scientist. Or a doctor.
And, okay, typically if you do a home birth, it's not just, you and your wife.
There's some people involved, usually.
There's usually at least one other person. Like, there's some... Usually bring in a professional midwife, a doula, someone to, because, I mean, hey, I can't handle, I couldn't do that. I mean, maybe I could be walked through it,
you couldn't.
When I call 911 because I'm freaking out about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and I mean, okay, theoretically, maybe this guy, hey, he's some sort of fucking doctor, because, I mean, hey, he has access to drugs.
Yeah.
But, you still wouldn't do that. And anywho, with
all that in mind,
with adding one more person, you don't still have the fetus.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you do, it's not alive. And if it is, holy shit, market that machine. Sell it to hospitals all over the world.
Yeah.
Like, the number of fetal lives you will save, and money you will make will just leave your mark on the world.
Yeah. Yeah, you will be...
Just saying.
You will be, at the very least, you will be renowned among pro-lifers.
Well, I mean, obvious to say the fetus,
no, but... Like, ones that were, purposely wanting to be... Yeah. No, we got you, yeah.
Sometimes things happen to pregnant ladies, and I'm not saying, it would remove the horribleness of that situation, but it'd be a little bit better if maybe the fetus didn't have to die, you know? Oh, mom lost her head in a fucking car accident, but we saved your child.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. Badass. I'm gonna raise that kid like fucking Simba.
Wow.
I'm gonna die in a fucking horrible, horrible way before I actually raise the child.
Wow. Anyway, but this story is merited way too much conversation.
Well,
yeah,
I don't. Okay, you say this story is dark, and I mean, even though it involves, a
very touchy subject,
a premature labor, and a mother dying, and I'm just going to assume a fetus, like a dead fetus, and
then a deranged operator.
Someone who is going to become a serial killer because once the baby doesn't reach once the fetus doesn't reach maturity in this house, they're going to find another and another and another and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So he's going to become a serial killer. So all of these dark things, but our serial killer is so fucking retarded, so stupid, that it's just funny for me. This is, this is just a lighthearted comedy.
Really?
To me.
All right.
I mean...
Well, I'm glad we get both sides, I'm glad we get such conflicting, or such contrasting opinions on this show for stories.
I'm not arguing that there are dark elements here, but they're just completely overpowered by this Ace Ventura mentality. That's how intelligent our
doctor
antagonist.
Yeah,
narrator. Let's go with narrator.
Narrator.
That's how intelligent our narrator isn't. There's nothing. Yeah, he's doing incredibly dark shit. Yeah, he's talking about really dark shit. Man, he's just so fucking stupid.
Yeah. Like the absurdity of what he's trying to do. He's criminally insane,
well, exactly.
But it comes off kind of...
Batman level villain, or Batman villain level of insane. Him and the Joker could be across the hall from each other trading stories in their straitjackets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much crazy in this guy. And I mean, hey, you know what? Losing your wife and daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That could fucking break someone's mind. Not gonna ignore that possibility.
Mm-hmm. But the way it's executed in the story...
the way it's presented here is... It's less that he's insane, more that he's a moron. Oh, babies grow in bellies.
Wow. Yeah.
Does he add formula so the fetus can eat? This is the kind of
that's what was going through your mind when you read this.
Exactly. This is the kind of villain that I've been presented with, where like, oh, fetus grows in belly, so I put fetus in belly.
So then I have to ask, what villain name would you give this guy?
I wouldn't give him a name because I wouldn't come up with something like this.
Somebody in the Batman universe would.
Like, yeah, I can't even try and name this guy.
The progenitor? No.
The midwife?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go with midwife.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Dr.
doula.
Midwife?
Maybe doula.
Dr. Doula?
No, you don't have to add doctor, and adding doctor to something doesn't make them a villain. I keep trying to... cannot stress this enough.
Really, Dr. Leviathan?
No, it's their actions. Stab. But yeah, it's just fucking... it's hilarious.
Alright. Man, did you go down and look at the comments of this one?
No.
Because they were just like, oh man, so dark.
Oh,
I loved it.
Yeah,
I did. It was like descending into like, man, what sadomasochists these people are. Like they have to like, it's like, oh my god, your story is so dark. I absolutely love it. And just like that, pretty much that train of thought all the way down. Oh, the comment, yeah, no, this is a weird page. It's got like...
whatever.
I
don't even care.
Yeah. If you click on the comments...
Whatever.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, no, it was just like, wow. It's just some people, like, I guess they really enjoy reading this really super dark stuff. And I mean, it's like less than 2 minutes to read, so...
Oh, fuck, it's like 30 seconds, man.
Yeah, 2 minutes is giving it a lot.
It's 30 seconds if you read stuttery. I think it just made up a word. But you get the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just... I don't know. It's not dark, man. Like, it's Reanimator level silly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Well, no, because Reanimator is, like, it's having fun, whereas this is, like...
they're trying to be dark. Yeah, like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, the story is, like, the author is clearly trying to be as dark as possible. And it's kind of coming off a little comical. Like, over the top.
It's come real comical for me, man. Like...
So
honestly, I kid thee not, this is, like, a lighthearted comedy.
Huh.
Like, it's not even a dark comedy. What with the blood and the killing and, you know, the just horrible visual. It's just a lighthearted comedy. Because it's so dumb.
Huh.
It's
like, I can joke...
I can see Adam Sandler playing,
you
know, doula here.
Like, okay, so, like, talk about now, like, I can, like, laugh at it and stuff like that, but man, like, reading this for the first time, it was just like, oh god. Oh.
I could just see Adam Sandler cutting open the womb, taking the fetus, go into your home!
Oh my god.
Like from Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, no, I know what you meant, and I'm sure the audience did too. Wow. This year, Adam Sandler is the doula. Oh my god.
Like, yeah, it's just, it's so silly. It's silly.
Yeah. Alright, so I think the next and final question, recommendation? Because I don't think I can recommend this one, because, I mean...
I can, because, you know what? It's 30-second read. It's 30-second read, and it's good for a chuckle.
If you're of that mindset.
Don't see how you can't be. It's funny.
I think I'd recommend it just to gross somebody out, but that's about it. Like, it's dark. Like, to me, like, for me, it's dark. For you, it's funny. I don't know. And again, like, talking about it, I find it funny now, but again, to read it again, I don't know if I could actually find that humor again, still. So, I don't know. I think, again, we've hit conflicting opinions.
It's so bad it's entertaining. It's not so bad it's good. It's so bad it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, that there is entertainment value. And I mean...
And it is, like you said, 30 seconds long to read.
Yeah, you read this, and it's over, you laugh at it.
Or you're just like, oh.
And, well, I mean, you're not even, like...
Like, I gotta hope that there are people of my mindset as well.
I don't see it. I can't see how anyone could be like that.
Fair enough.
But, yeah, I mean, like... It's harmless. Whereas, like, most of a lot of the ones that I don't recommend, they're not harmless because they're just they promote bad writing, whereas, like, this is so bad, you know it's bad.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm reading the comments, and maybe it's not harmless. Whatever.
People apparently are digging it. Also, apparently this guy writes a ton of these. Like,
no, it's fucking easy to, and you just fucking put no thought behind it.
And just like, let's see how dark I can go this time.
Let's see how dark I can go in fucking 3 inches of screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's, I don't know. To me, I think it's harmless, and it's like, it's stupid as fuck, but it's stupid and harmless.
Alright.
Whereas, handing a gun to a toddler is stupid and not harmless.
Wow. Okay. So, I guess that's this week's episode. If you like what you heard, if you didn't, if you have comments or questions, concerns, you can leave them in the comment section below wherever this gets posted, whether it be on Kiwi6, Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube. You can also check us out on Twitter at Dr. Leviathan and Review Cult. What?
I'm sorry, one of the comments on Joys of Motherhood. You are seriously the coolest. How do you come up with these things?
Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. Right? I don't understand it.
Alright. Well, I'm also picturing the fucking goth kids from South Park.
Oh, yeah. No, that's kind of what I was getting to. Like goth vibe. Nothing against them, but yeah, the caricaturized version is what we're envisioning, not actual goth people. You getting a good chuckle there?
It's just fucking funny, man. Okay, yeah. Honestly, if anyone takes my recommendation and reads this, you gotta read the fucking comments.
Oh yeah,
it's just more laughs.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm making fun of the commenters here, but man, fucking pull your head out of your asses, people, and I won't make fun of you.
Nice. So you can send all your hate mail to Dr. Leviathan's Twitter feed, or mine, whatever, at Review Cultist. And you can also send us a review on iTunes. That would be awesome of you. And if you would like to send us actual hate mail, or just suggestions and whatnot, you can send them to Dente at gmail.com. That's ALDENTE RIGAMORTIS at gmail.com. Or you can also send us suggestions for other creepypastas you'd like us to discuss on the show. So, until next time, I've been your host, Review Cultist.
And I'm still Dr. Leviathan, and I'm still chuckling at these comments.
And this has been Dente Rigamortis. Sleep well. Well, I'm not doing it again. It's like the Ron Clucks podcast. Every session is almost guaranteed to be opened up with a burp. To the point where it's become tradition where, like, as soon as the recording starts up, somebody tries to force a burp. 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 Somebody tries to force a burp.